Hey everybody, welcome back to Dad Does Videos. It's getting close to winter time, so we thought a late fall activity would be to build a farmhouse table. We don't have a table to eat outside, so I thought what might make sense is to follow the Ana White instructions for a new, super easy to build outdoor table. And it's basically just made up of 2x4s and 2x6s. You can see the link to the Ana White plans in the description, so you can follow those and you can watch along here if you'd like. So first things first, we want to make sure that we have all of our materials. You'll need 6 2x4s at 8 feet. You'll need 6 2x6s at 8 feet as well. She recommends 2 3/4 inch self-tapping screws. I have 3-inch ones and 2.5-inch ones. The 2 3/4 ones are really hard to find, so I'm going to use a combination of the 2.5 and 3-inch screws. The nice thing about these are you don't have to drill pilot holes for these, hence the name self-tapping. I'm not really sure why the tapping part comes in, but they're basically self-drilling screws, so you don't have to worry about getting a pilot hole ready for those. Other than that, your standard stuff, you can see I have my safety glasses on. I am going to, I have it set up ready to go. I have a 2x4 up here right now. But your typical horses and the grips, and I'm gonna use a circular saw because I don't have anything else that's fancier than this. And I also have a speed square that I'll use on the 2x4s. So first things first, we have to make our cuts, and there aren't really too many. All we have to do is cut up we have to have 8 2x4 sections at 28.5 inches, 2 2x4s at 75.5 inches, 1 2x4 at 80 inches, 1 2x4 at 25.5 inches. So I'm going to get busy and start doing that, and I'll come back after I've gotten all those cut to start the actual building process. So one thing I thought I would share before I got to the cuts is the use of the speed square, which is a pretty awesome tool for the use of a circular saw. It cuts really straight lines, you don't have to guess. So you can see I measured the last part of this at 28.5 inches. That's the length of one of our cuts. And just use the side of the speed square to make a straight line for my cut so I can follow along with the circular saw. What's the beauty of the speed square is that basically when you get your saw up, you can hold your speed square in place so that your circular saw just follows the line. So you can ensure basically a straight cut every single time. So just thought that would be useful as we go along here. All right, everybody, we're back. I've got all my wood cut. So the first step, and I'll flash an image of this on the screen here too, is that you have to get 4 of your 28.5 inch pieces and basically build 2 ends of the table. You'll see that we've got the top of this will be the top, this one, and that's aligned right between those 2 other ones. And then you've got the bottom, and that's about 3.5 inches up on each side. So I haven't screwed these in or anything yet. I just wanted to give you the visual. In the directions, if you read the Ana White video, the webpage, you'll see that she pops these and that one up about 1 inch. I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to find something laying around that gives me 1 inch. That way they're centered vertically. And I'm just going to use my 3-inch screws to screw these in. So I'm going to do this for both ends and be back with you. Okay, I've got both of these finished. Here's what this should look like. I'm showing you one here just straight up. You can see the top bar just aligns perfectly right across, because we're going to put our planks up there to make the actual table. And then down below you can see that each side is about 3.5 inches up. It stands up straight by itself. I thought I'd show you over here what my second one looks like. I just got finished doing that. One thing I would suggest, if you have the ability to get these grips that basically push the sides together and make them stable while you're drilling, pick one of those up. They're really useful for these situations. You can see the little pieces of wood I found in my garage, one of my kids' toys, that are about an inch. So I just put those underneath each side of the plank that I was drilling, and it made a nice stable holder that's about an inch wide too, to get the plank right in the middle vertically of those other two pieces of wood. So we'll be back with the next step. Hey everybody, we're back. Time for the next step. As you can see, I've got this all set up. What I basically did was flip the ends of the table upside down because we're going to put those two pieces of wood that are 75.5 inches each for their length across the bottom. So that'll, what's actually on the bottom right now that you see will actually be the top. I've gripped them into place with my grips there. You basically put them, each plank, inside of the legs of the table, and then screw them in. So we'll do that and flip it back over and see if it's looking good. So I've got all these screwed in, and let me show you what I did on each one of these legs. So you can see I put a 2.5 inch screw in that side, and then a 3-inch screw right there. And on the inside, I put in two 3-inch screws. Flip this over, see what it looks like. Okay, and as you can see, we've got the center piece of wood on the bottom centered and in. You just want to measure to make sure it's right in the middle. There's a 3/4 inch overhang on each side. The next part I'm going to do, I have this long piece of wood, one of the 2x6s up top, just to make sure everything looked pretty good. But is to put the centerpiece right here. That's the last piece. I think it's 25.5 inches. We'll put that across, give you a look to see what that looks like. Okay, I thought I'd stop on my next step and give you a shot at what this looks like. So I'm putting the middle support in, and if you have them, again, you can see my grip is up there to make sure the sides are tight right against that middle support before I screw in my screws. So I'm going to do that and then get ready and start doing the next step, which is laying down all the tops. And once I do that, we'll just be all finished. And as you can see, we just need a couple screws on each part of where the 2x6s hit wood. So right there, one in the middle, or two in the middle, and then two on the ends. Hey everybody, I wanted to give you a little heads up. I'm in the middle of putting the top boards on, as you can see. And one little helpful tip that I've discovered is to use your grips and clamps across the board. So sometimes, depending upon how these long 8-foot boards are, they might warp over time, or they're a little, kind of bendy. It's really helpful, as you can see right here, to kind of push them together, make sure they're really clamped to the boards going across, so that your screw goes in quite nicely. It's tight. All the boards are really nice and tight together, as you can see right here. So thought I'd just give you a little heads up as I'm doing this. All right, everybody, and this is the final product. I'm going to make some benches that Ana White has suggested to go with this, and I will post a video to show you how those go. They're just basically the same thing, just bench version. Good luck with your project. Don't forget to subscribe and like.